Hello everybody and welcome back to, well, I guess I should say World of Warplanes for a change. It's been a good while since I've done a World of Warplanes video, but, well, those of you who have been paying attention, it's been a while since I've really done any videos. So, I guess it's a little bit of a change in the long run anyway. I do wish to apologize for my absence over the last couple of months because, well, I'll be perfectly honest, I just haven't really felt like doing any videos. I mean, yeah, it's not that there hasn't been new content or anything like that, it's just been that, in a way, the only issue that I've been running into is that, honestly, trying to do videos the way I was just starting to feel a lot like a second job, which, well, for those of you who understand my channel's purpose, is not exactly something that I really want this to feel like. I want this whole thing with doing the YouTube videos and whatnot to literally be and remain a hobby. And, well, I can't do that if I'm basically working full-time to put my videos together and still trying to do my job outside of YouTube and everything else. And, well, the other end of this is with everything going on with coronavirus and whatnot, yeah, I've been really busy at work, which is a grocery delivery service. And as you can imagine, with, again, with the coronavirus and the stay-at-home orders, all of that crap that's going on in the world today, to say we've been busy would be a very, very gross understatement. In fact, it may be more viable to say that we're just flat out overloaded, to not put too fine a point on it. So, yeah, trying to maintain my sanity, do YouTube videos, still work, and everything else in between really doesn't help out very much. The other thing that's not really helping, at least in the last couple of days, is that my mom has at least suspicion of coronavirus. She is actually in a doctor-ordered quarantine, and as such, I am in quarantine with her because, well, guess what? I live in the same household. And, yeah. Let's just say granted, I generally tend to be stuck in the house when I'm not at work anyway, but it's even worse because now I can't even go to work right at the moment. So I may as well, I figured right about now would be a wonderful time to do a YouTube video because I literally have nothing better to do. Take that how you will. I do want to get back into actually properly doing YouTube videos as a result of, well, a wide variety of things. It's just that I guess right now is the best time to do it because now it's just kind of reestablishing the habit, or instead of just feeding what was going on before. So, I guess we'll see what happens overall in the long run. I do not expect to be putting out a lot of ship review videos for World of Warships or whatnot, just because the way that's developed, in some ways, I do need to refine my format for the ship review videos, among other things. It's just a couple of the videos, they've either gone very quickly or they've gone way too long. And obviously I want to avoid doing the way too long videos, but I also don't want my videos to be so short and succinct that they really don't convey any of the information. So I've kind of got a damned if I do, damned if I don't sort of thing, where if I really want to cover a ship properly, sometimes the video just runs long. But I've also realized that I do tend to do a lot of, dare I say, reiteration of things that I've previously talked about several times over in a video where I'll just say a few things over and over and over again in succession, and that is something that I do wish to try and avoid, and I will work on doing so. If that means having to cut my videos down to combat sections and less sailing around sections, then I will. But we'll see how things go. As far as all of that goes, though, I do have videos somewhat put together for the Royal Navy cruisers, especially the heavy cruisers. And I realize, again, those are a couple of months out of the way now, where everybody's more interested in the pan-European destroyers and the public server tests of submarines at the moment. But that's really not... First off, I don't get into the public test servers, and I just haven't had the desire to touch the European destroyers, aside from just the early unlocks. And even then, I haven't really played around with them too much. In fact, I've actually been playing other games a lot more than I have been playing World of Warships, just because, honestly, in some ways, there hasn't really been anything going on in World of Warships that has held my interest of late, if that makes any sense. It's not that I'm not playing World of Warships or that I have no desire to play World of Warships, it's just that there's nothing actually drawing me into the game. When I play the game, I'll sit and play it for a while. But, again, I've got other things that are on my mind lately, up to and including coronavirus, and as such, just it seems like everything's just kind of taking a back burner from the gaming standpoint. It also doesn't help that I've been playing a lot of Azure Lane on my tablet instead of doing anything on the PC. And there's also the simple fact that one of the other games that's come out recently is Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I've been dropping a good chunk of time here and there into that instead of doing anything else. So I have been doing other things. It's just that some of the things that I have been doing I can't really readily record, and I'm also doubtful that some of you would find much interest in them anyway. I mean, granted, that may be a one-sided opinion on my part, but the simple fact remains that they very well may be. That being said, I have been doing a little bit of World Warplanes, more so than anything else lately, as far as the wargaming aspect of things. And I'm probably going to be doing that for a little bit while longer. So any videos that I do put out moving forward are more likely, at least for the short term, are most likely going to be World of Warplanes videos. For those of you who are subscribed to my channel for World of Warships, I do apologize. I will get to World of Warships again eventually. It just may not be especially soon. We're talking like maybe within the next week or so I might put something up, but I can't guarantee that it's going to be a frequent thing. I can't even really guarantee that I'm going to post more than 1 or 2 videos for World of Warplanes. And, I mean, as you can see in the background, I'm working with my P-80 Shooting Star. I'm doing a couple of little side missions here that it was actually a mission package that I was able to get basically get me access to some little supply crates, aviator tokens, and just a couple of other unique equipments as well. But really just enjoying playing and building up aircraft. In the last couple of days alone, or the last couple of weeks, I've managed to unlock the Spitfire Mark 14. I've got a couple of other things that I've unlocked. I know I've got them in here somewhere. Okay, seriously, why is it? Oh, okay, there we go. Let's see here. Oh, I know I've unlocked a couple of other things. Where are they? Ah, yes, I unlocked the IL-2 2-seat, which is the Tier 6 version of the IL-2, the regular tech line version. I have done a reasonable amount of work into a couple of my other aircraft. I've gotten a couple of aircraft to the specialist configuration. I've got a couple of other aircraft that I have actually unlocked otherwise. One of the aircraft that I've unlocked, I've gotten the P-47B here, which I haven't played around with too much because the missions have been pulling me in other directions. And I believe I did mention again that I unlocked the Spitfire Mark 14, which I also haven't played around with too much either because I've just been relying on my either specialist configuration aircraft or my premium aircraft to build up credits and just work on getting the personal points needed to finish off a couple of these missions. In fact, the one that I'm working on right now is I don't think it's the U.S. mission, actually, that I'm actively trying to work on. I mean, I do still need to make some progress there, but I think what I'm getting ready to actually work on Oh, okay. That's why that is that way. These are personal missions, personal rewards for 400 for each of the required nations. Okay, so those are like final stage for completing all of these. Okay, never mind. I thought they were successive, just general personal score. Sorry about that. But in general, I've just been doing work here and there with World of Warplanes and just not... I've been letting World of Warships sit on the back burner for a little while just because I can. There's nothing major that's really had my attention in World of Warships, and until subs come out in 9.4, there probably isn't going to be anything that stands out too much to me. In other things that have been going on, there's really not much. My life is not that exciting. I wish... I do, in some ways, wish I could say otherwise, but it really isn't. Hey, I mean, at work, we're handling upwards of 200 orders almost a day over the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday now, they've actually been increasing the number of orders that we can handle on a given day, especially on Sundays lately. We started out around mid-March with 125 order limit, and now we're up in the 170s for Sundays. And I mean, this limit, that 120 order limit, had been retained for over a year. So if anything, the times are showing how outrageous things are starting to become as far as handling the coronavirus and just, I guess you could say, supply line issues. And that's just one change. That's not a I'm not even going to mention the sheer number of items that we've been out of stocking, from toilet paper to hand sanitizer to hand goods to snack items, drinks, everything in between, just because we have so many people who are actually ordering now. And in a lot of cases, some of these orders were made like the week prior. That's how backlogged our system is with orders for the moment. So it's really, really kind of amazing and astounding. And in some ways, with my mom being in quarantine and whatnot, I'm actually somewhat enjoying having the couple of days, dare I say, reprieve from having to go into work, because again, I'm technically in quarantine as well, which means I can't go into work. This is one of the benefits of my position being one of the few token full-time positions actually that we have at our location. So I actually do have sick time and vacation time that I can use to be able to spend that time away from work without having to worry too much about my bills. But being as it is, Yeah, it's just interesting. Um, I I have no words to describe just how insane everything has been. I'm sure a lot of people could come up with something. I swing anywhere from everything's just plain absolutely thoroughly and totally fucked up to okay, yeah, now what? Because there are some days where it's just like okay, shit's the same as it ever was, and that's usually the days that I'm sitting at home doing nothing because, well, that's what I've done anyway. But then there are the days where I'm going to work and it's like, oh my god, we've got how many orders and they've got how many items in just about all of these orders. And we're supposed to handle these in all of this in an 8-hour shift. Oh, and let's not mention the fact that where I work right at the moment, we're actually bringing in temp workers. Yeah. This is a company where quality control is a big deal. You want to make sure that the quality of product going out to the customers is on par with company standards. Literally the best that it possibly can be. And then you're throwing in temp workers who are really just there because, hey, it's a paycheck. They may be displaced from whatever other job they had beforehand, and they're not really caring so much about the quality because, hey, it's money in their pocket. So, yeah, we've got that going on. Let's just say I would not be surprised at all if some of the customers that have been waiting for a couple of weeks for their order are getting very poor quality items because of some of these temp workers that are really just not caring too much. I would not be surprised if we've even lost a lot of business for it. In fact, I'm almost 100% positive that we have. On top of the fact that a lot of these people are probably not even understanding the fact that some of our stocks just aren't there. I've looked through one or two customer feedback things over the last couple of weeks, and one of them was talking about, well, it would have been nice to know that this was actually available. And the only thing that goes through my mind is that, okay, it may have been available when you ordered it a week ago. It may not have been available when it was actually picked by one of our shoppers. So there is that to go around as well. And it's actually adding a little bit to the bullshit and stress of the job, knowing that some of these customers may have been waiting weeks for items that we just don't have, that they were told at the time they put their order together were in fact in stock. It's really, I think I can safely get away with saying that it's almost demoralizing. So getting away from it even for just a little bit is something of a big deal for me at very least. Because I'm one of those who I actually care about the quality of the product that I'm giving to the customer. I actually like making sure that the customer gets everything that they ordered. So when I'm shopping an order myself or going out to the store running for items for other shoppers and just out of stocking 2, 3, 4, sometimes even 5 things for an order that we just don't have in stock, up to and including some frozen vegetables even, it just starts wearing on me quite a bit. I'm very much oriented towards the customer service aspect. I very much enjoy being able to fit the customer's needs. And if possible, I'll even go the extra mile in a lot of cases for a customer if I feel that it's absolutely necessary. And not being able to do that, again, for me, it's depressing almost. So, yeah, there's that to be put out there and said. And on top of that, it's also going through actually shopping customers' orders and watching some of these, dare I say, lazy and unmotivated temp workers just, I'll go so far as to say, almost butchering the orders that they're shopping. I can't tell you how many orders I've seen where some of these temps are just stuffing things into some of our packing totes and just in such a way where there's no way that it's not getting to the customer without being damaged in some way, shape, or form. And it's aggravating when I see that, and a lot of them don't care, and if they are called out on it, they'll just kind of flip you off. But because they are temp workers, they aren't even really scheduled by our management or anything like that, we can't really do anything about it except shrug it off and say, oh, well, I guess the customer's just not going to be coming back. And having that realization, having that understanding from the situation is, again, just, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. If I were a manager in charge of any of this, I would be doing anything possible to get rid of a lot of these temp workers because it's that bad. And everything that they're putting together is that bad. So, yeah. The other end of that being that because of work being so busy and everything else outside of work being so hectic, playing games for stress relief like I'm used to is not really serving the purpose as well as it used to. It's just getting harder and harder to actually, dare I say, bleed off any of this stress or any of this anxiety in a simple gaming session, and not having the time to actually sit down and do it with other things up to and including my mom's kitten rescue, because in some ways that's still operating, primarily in the sense that we still have kittens in the house and in the rescue. Well, we're having to spend a lot of time with them and keep them healthy, keep them fed and everything, and that takes away from some of my stress relief time as well. So it's just a major pain all around, no matter how I look at it. I actually find myself almost screaming at some of the aircraft that I'm shooting at, in some cases in World of Warplanes, just because I'm used to doing a lot better, and I'm instead focusing on other things than actually playing the game in some regards. Yeah, I know the enemy is about to win. Okay. Sorry, well, as I was saying... So yeah, life's just all kinds of screwed up these days. And fuck. Where the hell did he come from? And of course this was after the squall line too, so I'm literally at the point where I can make no further contribution to this battle. The enemy is going to win, and there is absolutely nothing I can do to stop it anymore. So, yeah, and I've put in an incredible amount of work here. I've done 13,700 personal points worth of damage, more than twice that of my next closest ally, who is also dead. So, yeah, kind of lacking in fulfillment here. Maybe I will go back to co-op World of Warships, because there I can at least say that winning comes marginally easy. Sorry, was that out loud?
You've done what you could. Go back to base.
I mean, yeah, I at least did some good. I got a couple of good medals, but it still doesn't feel especially great putting in all that work for a match that ends up being a almost raffle stomp loss. So, yeah, okay, anyway. Just reiterating a little bit, yes, I am still around. I am still alive. Coronavirus hasn't gotten me per se, but I mean, I'm in the household. I've been exposed if my mom does test positive. So yeah, that's where things rest in that regard. Other than that, just kind of biding time, moving on, and seeing where things go from here. But I am around. I am lurking about. I do want to get videos and more videos going before too terribly long, and I hope to be doing that in relatively short order. On that note, I suppose I shall go ahead and let everybody go, enjoy the rest of their day, enjoy their social distancing, as it were, and I will talk to you all again later. Y'all have a good one, folks. Stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, happy hunting.